£1,000 a year. Well, Julie Wood is Chief Executive of NHS Clinical Commissioners. She joins us now. Julie, welcome. What's your reaction to this decision?
Thank you. Welcome. Good afternoon. We're delighted by today's ruling because it clearly shows that the Northern Clinical Commissioning groups, who were the defendants in this case, acted lawfully in introducing the preferred treatment pathway, including the use of Avastin.
How pivotal was it that Avastin has in the past been licensed for cancer treatment rather than this wet AMD as it now wants to be used for?
Yes, so you're right that Avastin is licensed in this country for use in treating a variety of cancers, but it was found some time ago that it was actually also clinically effective in treating the debilitating condition of wet AMD. And so elsewhere in the world, in the US and Europe, it has been and is widely used for ophthalmic use. But in this country, it's not actually licensed for that use. And so it was considered unlawful for commissioners and clinicians to use it. And this landmark ruling makes it clear that it is indeed lawful for clinical commissioning groups to make decisions on using Avastin, but also clinicians, doctors, pharmacists can now feel comfortable that if they do use Avastin, that they'll be doing so in the knowledge that it is lawful to do so, and it is also clinically effective and safe to do so.
What clinical impact, though, will there be for patients? I know that the NHS stands to save lots of money, but is it as good?
Yes, it absolutely is. Earlier this year, NICE, the National Institute for Clinical Excellence, issued guidelines that made clear, put beyond doubt, the fact that the licensed drugs, the two drugs that are licensed for ophthalmic use, and this drug that is not licensed for that use, were equally as effective in treating wet AMD and were as safe. But the important thing, of course, is that the unlicensed drug to be used in this country is a fraction of the cost of the licensed alternatives.
What implications might there be then for other decisions around drugs that get used?
I think it's really important that we focus on the ruling in relation to this specific use of Avastin. It's a very particular use and the evidence is there that shows it is as clinically effective, safe and is a fraction of the cost. And what this ruling does is make clear that if clinicians make decisions based on that, then they are acting lawfully. So it's important that we focus in on this specific ruling for this specific drug.
What might the unintended consequence be, though, of drugs companies thinking, if this is going to happen to us, why are we going to bother investing in new treatments?
It's important that we do remember that this ruling is based on the specific issues for Avastin, for wet AMD, and not think about wider issues around regulation and marketing. Licensing of drugs and the role that the MHRA play is critically important in maintaining safety of drugs. So this is not about opening the door to a whole range of other unlicensed, unproven treatments. This is about, in this case, using Avastin that is proven to be clinically effective and safe and at a fraction of the cost, so that we can actually release the savings from this drug for use in higher priority areas within the NHS.
Julie Wood, Chief Executive of NHS Clinical Commissioners, thank you for your time today.